Henrietta Lacks was born Loretta Pleasant on August 1st, 1920 in Roanoke, Virginia, to Eliza and John. Eliza, her mother, died giving birth to her 10th child in 1924. Henrietta's father was unable to handle the children, so he took them all over to Clover, Virginia, and distributed the children between relatives. Henrietta ended up with her grandfather, Tommy Lacks, on a tobacco farm. There she married her first cousin, Day Lacks. Day had already been living with Henrietta's grandfather when she moved there at age 4. She met him when he was 9 years old. Their marriage on April 10, 1941. Their first 2 children were born. Then Fred Garrett, a cousin, convinced them to leave the tobacco farm and have Day work at Bethlehem Steel's Sparrows Point Steel Mill. Soon they moved, and Henrietta, along with their 2 oldest children, Lawrence and Lucille Eliza Lacks. In the end, Henrietta had 5 children: Deborah, Lawrence, Lucille, Zahira, and Sonny Lacks. Henrietta's last child was born at Johns Hopkins Hospital in November 1950, just 4.5 months before Henrietta was diagnosed with cancer. On January 29, 1951, Henrietta went to Johns Hopkins Hospital because she felt a knot inside her. After giving birth to her 5th child, Joseph, Henrietta started bleeding when it was not her period. Once she visited the doctor tested her for syphilis, which came back negative, and referred her to Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins was their only choice for a hospital since it was the only one in proximity that treated black patients. Howard Jones, her new doctor, examined Henrietta and the lump in her crevice. It was nothing he had ever seen before. He cut off a small part of the tumor and sent it to the pathology lab. These cells would become the HeLa immortal cell line. Soon after, Jones discovered she had a malignant epidermis carcinoma of the crevice, stage 1, cervical cancer. Henrietta Lacks was treated with the radium tube inserts, which were sewn in place. After several days in place, the tubes were removed and she was released from Johns Hopkins, asked to return for X-ray treatment as a follow-up. During her radiational treatment for the tumor, 2 samples of Henrietta's crevice were removed, a healthy part and a cancerous part, without her permission. The cells from her crevice were given to Dr. George Gay. Lacks returned for the X-ray treatments. However, her cancer worsened, and the Hopkins doctor treated her with antibodies. During this time, Henrietta was also in great amount of pain without improvement. Henrietta Lacks returned to Hopkins on August 8th for a treatment session, but asked to be admitted. She remained at the hospital until her death. Though she received treatment and blood transfusions, she died on October 4th, 1951, at the age of 31. A partial autopsy showed that the cancer had spread throughout her body. Many tumors covered every part of the inside of her body. Henrietta Lacks is buried without a tombstone in a family cemetery in Lackstown.